Hello, strategy game lovers across the globe. This is Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today we jump back into Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific. And as usual, on Sundays, we will be resolving a turn today. This is the December 16th, 1941 turn. As you can see, we're really motoring here. We've made it 9 full days into this almost 1,500-day war. So we're making incredible progress here. And this week, we went around the map a little bit. We looked at all kinds of different things. We looked at Pearl Harbor. We looked at the new destroyers that we're getting down at the Panama Canal. We've got everything set up in the Philippines. And I thought this morning, before we resolve the turn, we better look at the Malay Peninsula. We better look at Sumatra. Take a peek at Palembang. We always need to get tankers out of there, get the fuel out before the Japanese can capitalize on that when they start coming down here. Also, I thought we would look at Balikpapan and Tarakan, which will probably be their next targets over here. We're in quite a bit of trouble in the Philippines, but I say that, I mean, you're always going to be in trouble in the Philippines. It's not as if we could have done something different. The Philippines is not something you can salvage. It's a situation you start in, and the Japanese immediately hit the Philippines. And as you can see, they're moving down the northern part of the island and moving up this southern part of the island to meet here, Manila, Clark Field, Bataan. It's just a matter of time, but we're putting up a stiff resistance, trying to bloody their nose, slow them down, use the euphemism you would like. Yeah, so let's get over to Malay. David J. Rousson, hello, sir. Welcome. Yeah, let's go over here and take a look. Before I started this up, I was kind of looking at Malaya. We haven't looked at it maybe as much as I would have liked to of this week. Now that I took a peek, there's a few things we need to check out here, maybe some things we need to move around. So we'll just start right at the top of what we actually control here now. As you can see, the Japanese have landed at Kota Baru, and they have a rather substantial force that's landed. Now we have kind of knocked out a few things with our subs. You're never going to stop the entire invasion. You're never going to put enough of a dent into them to keep them from landing on the peninsula, but you can try to knock out as much as you can anyway. And as you can see here, and I guess I don't want to say I didn't notice it. I think this has just kind of happened over the last turn or two, but they have now made it down here to Allure Star. Now, you may remember I was kind of joking around a little bit. A few turns ago, on Cole's spreadsheet, we decided to move this unit from the 3rd Indian Corps, the 316th Punjab Battalion, up to Allure Star. I called that a suicide mission, and indeed it's looking that way as the Japanese start to progress south here, south and west. And so they've got a rather substantial force here. We're only showing one enemy unit, but now this is lighting up a darker pink or red, whatever you want to call it. And so that this is probably a more substantial force than one unit, or if it is one unit, this looks like it may be a full division. Now, what do they have up here? We don't really have any detection level on them. We just show enemy units 1, but they have now moved into this hex. We've got to make sure we're on combat mode, and we are. Defend, that's all we can do. We're essentially sacrificing this unit to slow the Japanese down. What are you going to do? You've got to do that with some units. It just so happens it's this one. Now, Georgetown has been coming under all sorts of bombing fire from the Japanese. And, I'm looking at this fighter unit up here. It's actually a very good one. It's part of the 223 Group RAF. The 223 Group is down in Singapore. Now, we've got 17 serviceable aircraft here at Georgetown, and we've got 3 that are not serviceable. Hold on one sec. Just want to make sure we've got a decent feed. All right. Just want to make sure we've got a decent feed. So we've got 17 aircraft in this squadron. We actually have 3 that are currently damaged. So, we've got 20 aircraft out here. Now, only 17 that we could move, but I looked at this and I was actually quite surprised we still have 17 that could move. I was expecting more damage, more in maintenance, and so I think I'm going to get these guys out of here. I mean, ultimately, there's no reason to protect Georgetown. We're going to lose it. Yeah, exactly, P. Wood. P. Warner says they won't be serviceable for long. Totally agree. I think I'm going to fly them out to Singapore now. I did look before the episode started at Singapore just to see if we had enough aviation support down here. Hey, Stanley, what's going on? Evening. Good evening to you, sir. Still trying to set up on your own. All right. Well, it takes a little while, Stanley. You may know that. David says maybe move these and those are Australian planes up here at Georgetown. We could hop them out of here. We could send them to Darwin, Port Moresby. Those are both good suggestions, and kind of get them out of here. We kind of have enough of the fighters at Singapore for my liking. I mean, eventually the runway at Singapore is not going to be serviceable, and we won't be able to get them out. And so the more planes we can get out of here eventually. Now, you still want to have cap over Singapore at least until, I want to say the Japanese get down to Kuala Lumpur. At that point, things start happening very quickly. But right now, it seems like they're moving west more than they're moving south. Looks like they want to take this area first. I guess on the theory they kind of want to trap these units and we can't get them out, but we're not trying to get them out anyway. What do we have at Georgetown? We do have an infantry unit here. This is the 514th Punjab. Wow, we're really sacrificing the Punjab battalions. Okay. This has a 24. I think the one at Allure Star is like a 28, maybe? What is it? 29. Okay, so, these are just holding units. They're not going to stop any kind of sizable, Japanese force. We may even lose a Allure Star when we resolve this turn. I don't know if they're all the way into the hex. They just got here, so it may take them a turn or two to mop up this unit. We're not going to try to get this unit out of Georgetown, but let's get these fighters out and see how far we can get them. Now, always remember, and this is something that maybe I didn't really understand, even though I'd played 1,000 hours of this game, is that when you leave aircraft behind that are damaged or in maintenance here, okay, so let's say we transfer a base with this squadron. The whole, we're trying to move the whole squadron. Well, 17 will get out right now because they're serviceable. We have a runway we can get down, but these three will be left behind. It's not like they just automatically move. You've got to, but as they, progress, assuming they do, from damaged to maintenance to serviceable, the minute they get serviceable, they will follow their squadron automatically. So if you've transferred the squadron out, they will go find that squadron. You don't have to keep coming back and saying, oh, are those 3 planes ready? To the extent they get ready, they will go find their squadron. But let's transfer base and let's see how far out here. I always sort these by support. Let's see how far out of here we can get. And it could be that we can only get to Singapore. I'm just kind of looking down, we could fly them over to Port Blair if we wanted to take them north, but we don't, or I don't think we would want to do that. No reason to do that. To the north, the British have the 221 and the 222 RAF. This is part of the 223, and then I think we already got the 224 out to Darwin maybe, but we'll go look at that at some point. They may be in Batavia, the command for this unit. Let's just go look. Where is the 223 RAF? It is here. Okay. So at Singapore, we have the 223 group RAF and the 224 group RAF. headquarters here. Okay, so this is an Australian unit or squadron, but it is being commanded by a British command headquarters. Anyway, yeah. Um, oh, David says you can only see 2 lines of info at the bottom. Really? Interesting. I guess I need to move that up. Hold on 1 second here. I could move that up. Tell me if that's a little, now you can't see the top. All right, let me just adjust that a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, now you should be able to see it all, including the top. I can actually make it just a little bigger. There we go. Okay, thanks guys, I always appreciate that. All right, good. Hey Bayard, how's it going? Thanks David for letting me know that. Hopefully you can see it all now. You should be able to. Oh, what was it? Okay, so we want to transfer these out. We got the 223, the 224 here. I've actually been thinking about moving one of these command units out. We have a lot of air support here at Singapore. You see we've got 161. We only right now need 69. Now, if we bring those other 20 planes down, we would need 89. How much aviation support are we getting? Now, see, we're only getting 16 from the 223 group, and we're getting 15. That's not as much as I would have thought it was. How much are we getting? Okay, this is just the Malayan Army headquarters. Interesting. So where are we getting all this aviation support? It must be from the base forces. Yeah, we're getting 12 out of that one, 10 out of that one. So it's kind of a hodgepodge. It's a witch's brew of aviation support, but we could take one of these group RAFs out. Oh, okay. Thanks, Bayard. Let's give credit where credit is due. Blinking Duck, hello. The Flying Tigers have a good publicist. Yes, indeed. The Flying Tigers have not done much. That's really just a symptom of the Japanese have not come into Rangoon hard. Now, they did just absolutely maul a task force we had up here, but they have not bombed Rangoon itself, which is kind of odd. You don't often see that. Singapore, now I'm sitting here talking about getting stuff out at Singapore, but I don't think we currently, and we don't have any transports up here, and it's getting a little late to get transports up here to do something at Singapore. You know, I would like to get those RAF units out if I can. What do I have down here at Batavia? Yeah, we do have this transport, these transports. These are kind of crappy transports, really. What are they? They're like 2-point transports, I think. Oh, that was the AKL. Yeah, no wonder it was only 2 points, but this one's only a 4. I think I might send this transport up there to grab the 223 or the 224 RAF, or at least try to. Because I can run at full speed into here. Is it going to have enough capacity? What does the 223 need to load? Oh yeah, it doesn't need, well, shoot. It's all troop capacity though, 1,028. All right, let's see what this has. The Van Imhoff. Yeah, it's only got a 500. Of course, it's only got a 500. Shoot. No wonder it's only worth, 4 points. Do we have another transport here? We do. What's the Meyer? It's another 500. Gosh darn it, we'll be like 28 troop loads short. We may just have to leave that behind. Well, what's the 224? What's its load? It's a 1,028, and this is 1,028. Well, I'll be damned. All right, well, let's go back to the original thought I had, which is let's get these fighters out of here first. Let's hop them down to Singapore. Okay. We'll roll them down to Singapore, and hopefully those other 3 get out 16. One got damaged on the way down, but it is now at least in Singapore. It won't be able to fly. Now, while we've got it up here, let's just see. We're running 50 cap with this. Oh gosh, this is not a very good unit. I mean, average experience, well, the pilots aren't very good, let's put it that way. I mean, they're flying Buffaloes. Buffaloes are what they are, but 44 experience and 48 morale with 16 fatigue. Not, not the best you're going to see in the game. What do we have at Palembang? Do we have any troop transports here? I thought we did. And it's an Australian group. Look at these guys. And this was Evac New NZ. Why did I have Evac NZ? Oh, the New Zealand unit. Right. Okay, that's why I called it that. The 24th New Zealand Pioneer, we got out of Singapore. Okay. Now this is a 27-point ship. I'm not sending that back into Singapore. Just not gonna do that. Not on purpose. What's the Kita? What's this little monster here? It's got a 300 troop capacity, cargo capacity of 600. Do we have anything left? Let's go look and see if we have anything left at Singapore that's all equipment that we want to get out as well. Because, I can Frankenstein together now between this, if it merged with that transport unit, we could get one of the RAFs out, but we'd have a lot of excess cargo capacity. What else do we have here that we would want to get out? We're not going to get Malayan Army headquarters out. We're probably only going to get one of these out if we can. The 1st Manchester Battalion. Okay. This is locked to Malaya. That's locked to Malaya. I'm not going to pay to get anything out. 3 Indian Corps we could get out. This is all cargo. So we could get this out, and we do have it ticketed for Christmas Island number 10. Yeah, I know, Stanley. We got the Kiwis out. We're leaving the boys from Oz. I hate to do that. Of course, I had some Australians yelling at me in the comments at one point saying, get those Aussies out. It's not personal, gentlemen. Not personal. Of course, we're not going to get the Singapore base force out. This is attached to Malaya. So we do have that 1 AA unit back here that is ticketed for Christmas Island, Indian Ocean. That's Malaya, Malaya, Malaya. I'm not going to get any of the Malayan stuff out. I'm not going to pay to get it out. Coastal, base force, base force. What's this anti-tank? Well, that's 3 Indian Corps. This could get out as well, really. I've already got it on strategic move. I should probably change that. If I'm not going to get it out. I think I could get this out, and I could get that AA unit out, all of the 3 Indian Corps components that are sitting here. Now this is on move. We either need it on strategic move or combat. All right, so we're going to Frankenstein this sucker together and try to get enough cargo. Oh, wait a minute. I've got enough. What's this? Oh, whoa. This changes the ball game. Maybe. Transport Brit troops. Well, that's right on point. Oh, they're unloading. Okay, this is that whole group we brought in from, was it Cape Town, I believe? Oh, okay. So we're really unloading a lot of Brit troops there. Well, we will have some more transport capacity, that's for sure, but we need to get up there as fast as we can. Okay. All right, so we've got this. Let's add, did I say the Meyer? Yeah, the Meyer's a 4-point ship. That's fine. Okay, so we'll add the Meyer in here. Where are you, Meyer? There it is. All right, we're going to add that in here. Then we're going to have them run into Singapore. Hopefully we can run this full speed the whole way. It's only 14 to get there. Okay, so we can refuel while we're loading troops. Hopefully. Hopefully it gets out of here alive. We'll see. And then we're going to take this AP that's here at Palembang that we're not really using for anything. Is it this one? No, this is the really good one. We actually need to get this out of here. This is a good merchant cruiser. Oh, this could take some fuel though, couldn't it? All right, I'll come back to that in a minute. We'll come look at this group here in a minute. Yeah, they're unloading. Why are they unloading at Palembang? Oh, they're unloading those New Zealand troops. Okay, I confused myself. All right, so we've got that. Where did I see that other? Yeah, there it is, the Kita. All right, let's make a transport task force out of that with the Kita. Done. And now let's have it merge and meet up with that. Meet task force down here at Batavia. Where's our transport task force? It's this one. Yeah, okay. So we'll have it meet up with that transport, merge, and now I think we can get all three out. We could get out one of the British Command RAF units, and we can get the 2-3 Indian Corps units out. One being anti-tank, which I don't know is, I mean, it's probably most useful at Singapore, to be honest, but whatever. We'll get it out and put it down. We'll put all those at Batavia. I mean, we've got a ton of British troops unloading here. If we look at this transport, we got a lot of stuff unloading here. So that's good. Now let's come back to this transport that is these guys. All right, so they're unloading the Kiwis here at Palembang. As soon as that's done, we need to get that unit out. This is the Kita. Okay, so I think we've done what we can do when it comes to, let's say, Singapore. Let's make sure those two units again are on strategic move, so they're ready to go. Strategic move and strategic move. Let's make sure everything else. Okay, and then we're going to take out the 223. I guess it could be either one. This is how capricious war can be, right? It could be either one of these RAF units. They're exactly the same. Well, that's actually a good question. The aircraft we have here, we have 224, 224. Oh, interesting. So this is connected to the base force. Huh, that's interesting. 223, 223. 224. Okay, so they're kind of evenly divided. It looks like we have more. No, actually, they're not. We have a lot more 224s. So we'll just leave 224 here. Yeah, Stanley, it's already getting messy, buddy. That's right, Bayard. Everything out of Palembang or Oosthaven should take fuel. Percival, right? Yes, nice historical reference there, P. Warner. He I read something. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. We've got a lot of stuff to do today. So we've jumped these planes out. Everything that's 223 now, to the extent that we can, we should probably switch over to a 224 command. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to pay much. Yeah, it costs like 10 points. Well, we'll look at that. We may need these political points for something else. These units are just staying here, these infantry units. Now let's look at this unit. What is this? In Taiping, we have the 3rd SSVF Battalion. All right, it's got an assault value of 16. Again, it's a holding group. Just make sure we've got it on combat. It is, trying to plan for Taiping, but it's not going to be able to plan much. This is that retreating unit, or I guess there are two units here that are retreating. We've got a base force, all right. We've got them in combat mode, which is good because, the Japanese haven't really pressed after them. They knocked them out of Kota Baru, but they really haven't pursued. I don't think we've seen any follow-on attacks, really. Not much, anyway. This has got a 57 assault strength. That's part of the 3 Indian Corps, the 8th Indian Brigade. All right, so it's coming down here, and will eventually, it's going to just keep getting pushed. Kuantan. Now, this is something I was looking at. Our airfield has come under quite a bit of pressure. It's down to a 4 of 6. and showing red. So we may want to get these recon planes out. They're part of the 224. We know that we've got some capacity at Singapore, so let's take them down to Singapore and just get them out of... you can fly these guys a long ways, but we'll take them to Singapore for now. We've got extra aviation support there, so we've got them out. Now, what were their orders? I should have looked before I moved it, actually. Oh, crap. Now I'm going to have to figure out which unit it was. Should be easy enough. Nope, this is the one that was already here. What unit was that? They just came out of there. They weren't torpedo bombers. I thought they were recon or patrol. Well, I'm going to come back and look at all those aircraft before we're done here anyway, so no biggie. All right, so they're retreating back. What do we have here at Temala? We actually have some AA. Okay, that's part of the Malayan Army. Oh, that was in move mode. Okay, that's why we like to look at these. Combat mode, the first Hyderabad, yeah. Then we've got another here, 3rd Indian Corps. We'll put them up into combat mode. This, the 22nd Indian Brigade, has a 100 assault value. So this is a pretty decent unit. You know, the Japanese, I think, will get caught up here for a couple of turns at least trying to dislodge that. Okay, so that's a good unit. We don't have much. The supply situation's not very good there, which is kind of surprising, I guess. There's no reason we shouldn't be getting, not a good reason we shouldn't be getting supply. Now that those planes are out of Kuantan, we can probably take this base force and just try to move it back to, you know, Mersing or Singapore or across here. Why don't we try to move it across here, see if it can get there? I mean, you know, ultimately, this is not much of a base force. It's not terrible, but we might as well try to get it out. There's really no reason for it to be sitting here by itself at Quant. Well, there is and there isn't, right? You just don't want them to make it completely hindered landing at Kuantan. At least here, if they bring a very small force, the base force could fight them off. Okay, so I've talked myself out of that. Let's leave them at Kuantan. Ultimately, that unit is not going to be long for this world. Now let's go down to Kuala Lumpur. What do we have here? Well, we have some level bombers that we're going to get out of here. 21. Absolutely no reason to leave level bombers sitting in the middle of Malaya. They're just going to get destroyed, you know, probably on the airfield. So, oh, David says, look at the plane removal dates. One in unit is set to leave in 3 days. Right. And you're right, Bayard. We could rail it. We could strategic move it and rail it. I think I'm just going to leave it in Kuantan, though. All right, so we could get up to 21 hexes away with these level bombers, these Blenheims. I mean, there's just no reason to have them out here. We could actually get them all the way down to Batavia. So, wow, we could really... Yeah, let's take them to Batavia. We'll get them out of here, because those are just, you know, sitting dead on the runway, really. There's nothing we need to bomb. We could try to run some kind of offensive mission against the Japanese ground troops, but why? You know, we do not have air superiority up here for sure. All right, so they're out. Now we do have these fighters, 9 of them already damaged at Kuala Lumpur. Question, I guess maybe we should try to hop as many of these down to Singapore as we can and get everything congregated at Singapore, all of our fighters anyway. Now 9 of them, as I said, are still going to be back at Kuala Lumpur, but hopefully we won't get bombed there. They can get repaired and get down to Singapore as well. What else do we have at Kuala Lumpur? We have these recon planes. What are they doing? Well, they're doing recon. They're kind of doing oh, they were reconning Kota Baru. All right, let's hop them down. We'll do the same, take them to Singapore. We had a lot of extra capacity at Singapore. I like to have all my planes kind of in the same place to the extent you can, right? So you're running cap over it, and it kind of helps protect whatever's sitting at the airfield. Okay, excellent. I think that's good. So we're getting a lot of these planes, at least down to Singapore. I wanted to say get them out. They're really not out when they're at Singapore, but we've got a lot of aircraft down there now. Okay, these are the damaged ones. What do we have here? We have the 3 Indian Corps. They're going to slowly fall back to Singapore as they come under attack. We've got a heavy AA regiment, so that's nice. What is this, a 3.7-inch Mark II AA gun? Okay. It's got a 2-pounder AA gun here. They got 5 of those that are operational right now. Okay, that's a pretty good little unit for some AA. We've got the 1st Mysore Battalion. Why is that called the Mysore Battalion? Interesting. 13, they're Malayan, or they're attached to the Malayan army. That's not really getting them out. Combat, this is a base force engineer unit, another base force engineer unit. This has some naval and some aviation support, so if we get a little overburdened at Singapore, I don't think we will. I think we're perfectly fine down at Singapore now to run all the aircraft we want, even if we get one of those RAF command units out. So I think we're perfectly fine. No reason that we have to take these back. So we'll leave them here for now, although, you know, we don't have any planes here. We may eventually get those out as well. Anti-tank unit here, right? Gun regiment, artillery. Those are 2-pound AT guns. Nice. Another 3rd Indian Corps here. This is the 6th Indian Brigade that counts up to a 104. And then we have the 15th Indian Brigade, which is a 105. And the 28th Gurkha, which is a 108. So, I mean, that's a pretty decent force to just be a holding force. And then we have more field regiment artillery units here. So they're all in combat mode. I think they were all set for Kuala Lumpur. I was looking at what mode they were in, so let's click really fast through here. Yep, everything's, oh, this is Johor Bahru. That's not a big deal. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna be able to plan for that in time anyway. Okay, I kind of like that setup. What is the ultimate? Yeah, 330. Slow them down a few turns, maybe. We'll see. What do we have here at Malacca? Malacca, we have the 5-2nd Punjab, 26 assault value. Not really, you know, much, but it's, again, you know, maybe it stands its ground here and lets some of these units retreat back. So we'll leave that there. Now we come to Mersing and our Aussies here. They're standing firm. 92 assault strength. They are attached to Malaya. We can look again. 294 points to change. I couldn't even change them if I wanted to, so nobody yell at me. I couldn't get them off of Malay Peninsula right now unless I save up for it. Now, what else do we have here? Again, this is like hard attached to Malaya, the 1st Malay Battalion. They're in combat mode. They're 20. All right. It's nice to have them at Mersing. You don't want the Japanese to land here, get behind you, and cut all of these units off. I mean, ideally, you know, we're going to lose all this territory, but ideally, we slowly drop back, and eventually everybody meets up at Singapore, and we try to hold out as long as we can. Evo Soul Games, hello, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping by. From Germany as well. You and Bayard can swap some stories. Is it still cold out there, Bayard? I gotta say, it's 65 and sunny. I went to Santa Barbara yesterday, one of the beautiful towns in the world, and it was almost 70 degrees and sunny. Just beautiful day. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here? What is this? Johor Bahru, right? Yeah, Johor Bahru. We have our other Aussies here. We do have an AA unit. This is also 3 Indian Corps. So anything that's 3 Indian Corps, we can get off the peninsula without paying if we need to or want to. We have a base force here. Question whether we really need that, but also question, I mean, we don't really need it anywhere else either, so that's fine. And then we have the other Aussies, the 27th Australian Brigade, 96 strong, and how much would they be? They're 347. That's a real amount where I'm from. That's real money where I'm from. What do we have down here? We've got these. Now we've been transferring this base force out. Okay, so they're almost completely out because of these patrol aircraft or float patrol that we've been. You see here, we're taking the base force out. They're taking them to. Gosh, I never know how to pronounce this one. Sibaret. So I'm just going to go with that. And so most of that base force is over here now. It looks like it's only going to take one more turn. Stanley says a touch of spring in South Sweden, up to 15 Celsius today. That sounds nice. Sounds very nice, actually. I think I've mentioned before, I've been watching Vikings here recently. It's been making me want to get up to Scandinavia and take a peek around. Okay, so now we're down to Singapore. Now we've already looked through all of these LCUs, the ground units. What ships do we have here currently? We've got these HDMLs. I do believe they're only 1 point, right? Yeah. I like to have those around here just in case the Japanese try to send a mine layer up here again, or if, maybe they can get a shot off at something. They're only worth 1 point, no big deal. We have our minesweepers here. These guys have done a great job. The Bellarat, and I just like to say Toowoomba. It reminds me of, what was that song by Chumbawamba? I'm showing my age. Was that back in the late 90s or early 2000s? Bayard says Dutch OE is the same as in shoe. So like ooh, shoe, ooh, Cebu, or Siberut. I think that was maybe close. I'm going to go with it. Don't tell me I'm wrong, Bayard. All right, so we've got these minesweeper up here. This is mine laying. Has this already laid all of its mines? Yeah, it's out. Okay. Where is its home base? Singapore. No. Let's get that out of here. That's a mine layer. Let's get it down to somewhere where it can get more mines. Did I just click on it? Sometimes it does that. You really got to get it right on the flag when you're setting a home base. Batavia, excellent. Okay, so we've laid 150 mines up there. We don't have a mine tender up here, of course, so they are going to degrade, but, maybe they'll do a little something. All right, so I think that's the Malayan Peninsula. I mean, we can look through all these planes again. These guys have 15 fatigue, so, and it not doing us any good to train these guys anymore. They're in the thick of the battle. So let's set them back to 50 cap. Now they're the 224. There's only 6 planes left. One of them is damaged. How many have they lost? Quite a bit? No, they haven't even made any kills. So this was just a smaller unit to begin with. These are Aussies, by the way. Here's one that only has one that's damaged. Maybe we can disband and put it in that other group. What was that other group, by the way? Let's look over here. This is the 453rd Squadron. Can we just transfer this guy into them? Oh, it's already at its max size. Where's the 21st or the 243rd? There's the 21st. And I'm gonna, there's the 243rd. They're all flying Buffaloes, so we could put them in any of these. Why don't we put them in the 21st? I don't want the Aussies and the Brits to get into some kind of rivalry here on the base. So let's put him in the 21st. Yeah, that'll give him exactly 18 planes once they're all serviced. Okay, so he's out of here. It gives us just one less counter we have to deal with. So 5, this is those float patrols. We've got them Oh, we've got them doing a supply transport? Where was that going? Interesting. Did I fly them over to Cinco? I just can't remember this one off the top of my head at all. I kind of want to get these Kiwis all out. Why don't, yeah, let's get him out. Can I get him over to, can I get him down and out? Maybe Palembang first or something like that? He's got a 19 range. How far? Oh, is he limited? Yeah, he's attached to this, to that base force, but that base force is out, I thought. Um, yeah, we can get this guy out. We can get him off of Malaya. Where is Batavia, though? Can he not get all the way to Batavia? I thought he had like a 19. Jokajarta. I just like to say that one. Wow, Jesselton. Let's not fly him over there. That seems... Oh, let's take him to Jilajap. That's fine. Okay, so he's out. At least one, and the other one should follow. All right, so we've got our fighters. We've got that one that we just transferred in. He's running a 50 cap. His fatigue is extremely high, 22. He's only got one kill. Do better, guys. These torpedo bombers, these Brit torpedo bombers, we really, question whether we really need torpedo bombers out here. Hold on. Let's get where's our flights? There we go. Let's get F4 off, get F3 on. So they're running torpedo missions here. We can leave them for another couple of turns, I think. Naval attack, he's doing, if we do see a Japanese task force come down here, hopefully he would go attack them. We have some Aussie torpedo bombers here. They're also doing naval attack. Okay, I'm fine with that. We can run naval attack out here if we see something. We've got some recon. Oh, okay. This is what you were talking about, P. Warner, I assume. These guys are, remove them. Well, let's just withdraw the group now. Withdrawing group now will gain 12 political points. Yes, let's do that. See you guys. Thank you for your service. P. Warner's asking if we can safely stand that unit down for a day, those fighters that have a 22 fatigue. Yeah. Why don't we do that actually? We do have, now that we moved some other fighters back here, we have a pretty decent sized cap up, right? We have 5, 16, so we're up to 21. Then we have another 4, that would be 25, and 12 is 37. So we'll have a decent cap up even without, this 16. You're probably right. It's probably good to give them a break. Hold on. Why did that go to training? Is that what I hit? I didn't mean to hit that. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down. Why is that not working? Am I losing my mind? Yeah, Bayard's right. Always remember that, guys. Only 1/3 of the planes are actually up at any one time. Now, they will scramble others, and that's why you often get like 2 or 3 different animations. The initial cap, and then maybe once they get in and over, let's say Singapore, they may have gotten some up, and then as they go away, sometimes you can catch up with them, especially like unescorted bombers. Weird. We'll tell you what, why don't we just set these to escort? We'll just do it on like, I guess we could do 100 rests, right? Let's just do, there we go, 100 rests, that works too. Oh, is that right, Bayard? Is that how that works? So Bayard's saying stand down is training at 0%, working as intended. Huh. I must say, I guess I didn't do that. I don't give very many stand down orders, so I like to keep these guys on their toes. Okay, fine. Naval attack and rest is a secondary mission. they have no fatigue, because I don't think these guys have seen anything. They haven't been flying any missions, really. It's fine to keep all these torpedo bombers out here. I'm fine with that. All right, let's jump over here to Sumatra. I think we've kind of done what we can do in Malaya now. I feel pretty good about that. Sabang up here, we have these level bombers, I believe. Oh, they're doing, oh, wow, they're training for an airfield attack. These are these Blenheims, and I think that we want to skip them over to, let's say, Colombo, maybe, if we can get them all the way there. What's their max? 21? No, we would probably have to take them to Rangoon first, maybe, or, well, we could hop them off of Port Blair, potentially. Let's see where these guys can go. They're not doing any good doing this kind of bombing. Now, we could turn them into an ASW unit or naval attack unit, but really up here at the northern part of Sumatra, they're just not going to be doing any good up there. We might as well get them out. Yeah, of course we can get them into Rangoon. I don't think they want to go there, though. Pagoo, okay. Or we can take them south. We could go to Palembang, Port Blair. How many are in this squadron? We've got 10 in here total, 9 that are serviceable. I'm tempted to take them to Port Blair, but then I just know that when I do that, that'll be the turn that the Japanese bomb Port Blair, and they'll all get smoked on the runway, or on the airfield, I really should say. But really, that might be our best bet if I do want to take them north. You know, do I really need bombers in the north? Probably not. I should probably just take them south. Let's take them down to Palembang. All right, so we'll put them in Palembang for now. I'm going to keep skipping them south. Oh, let's look at what's the unit up here. Now, normally, I must say that this is me following Cole's spreadsheet. Normally, I take all of these units, and it is kind of a modified Fortress Palembang, but I try to get them all down to Palembang at least, and maybe to Oosthaven. Yeah, Bayard, I could have taken them north, couldn't I? You know, maybe I was a little too rash with that. I could have taken them to Rangoon and skipped them over. I'm just always so afraid that'll be the turn that Rangoon gets the crap bombed out of it, and they bomb the airfield. But that's probably unfounded. I'm probably being a little too nervous about that. So anyway, normally I take these guys south, especially if I'm playing another human, right? I would take these guys south if we have not agreed on the Fortress Palembang idea, and I'll just set them up in Palembang. You have 50, 22, and 17, so, you know, what are we talking about? 90 assault strength here. It's not the end of the world. You know, it's not going to really stop anything, but it's a nice little force once you put it all together. But this time I'm leaving it up here in the north. Okay, I mean, you know, this is a nice location. If you think about it, I kind of get the idea of why Cole leaves them up here. Because if the Japanese jump over here and take this very easily, you know, it could put Port Blair, they have closer places to it, but this does kind of get them out into peering into the Indian Ocean, right? As of right now, we still have Port Blair, we have Sabang, we've kind of, you know, got this little corridor here where it's a very leaky fence, let's put it that way, but at least it's something. If they jump here to Sabang, all of a sudden, you know, they start kind of moving out into the Indian Ocean. So I do get the idea of keeping a force there. So I'm going to leave them there. I kind of like it. Now down here at Langsa, we've just got a base force. That's just keep an unmolested landing from happening. Madan, same kind of idea. You know, we're just leaving these units up here. I do want to make sure they're all in combat mode. They should be. I mean, this is where they started the game, so they should not have done much. Combat, all right, we're good there. Combat. You know, I guess it's always possible too that the Japanese don't even bother here. And it could eventually, you know, depending on what else happens in the game, right? The Japanese move south here, maybe into Palembang, and they kind of forget about the north part of Sumatra. I guess you could bring like a British landing force over here from Cape Town or down from Aden and, you know, get behind a bunch of Japanese troops in some kind of daring move. It's possible. Where is there a unit in the swamp, David? Yeah. Oh, this unit here. Got it. Bengalis. Yeah, they're out here. Look at this swampy area. No wonder there's a lot of oil and oil in Sumatra. Very swampy out here. Although I guess that must have been like 60 million years ago. It would have to be swampy. Yeah, we could get it out. What do we have here? This wow, 40 oil here. I assume this was all part of the, you know, when this was all Pangea, that the, you know, you can even kind of see where the notches are cut out, where this, you know, broke apart there. Yeah, I guess we could move that. I'm just going to leave them there. I don't really, you know, this one base force unit. What is this? They're on the move to Jambi. All right. Okay, they're moving. Nothing's been bombed over here really yet, so we can keep everything on move. That's fine. Now, Padang, many times when I play myself, I build Padang up a little bit. And that same idea I was talking about here, you keep, what do we say, Siberut and Padang as kind of a place where you can come land things. What do we have here? What is this? Local, oh, we've got mine sweeping going on here. Well, that's being extra cautious. Okay, it's fine. 33 assault strength and a base force. That's fine. We'll leave that there. Is this? Yep, this is set for Padang. Now, this is that base force that we're getting out here, and we were planning for it. All right, so we'll get that base force hopefully building up a little bit. Yeah. All right, we're good. We've got these guys are moving out. Probably this turn when we resolve it, they'll be out. And then we need to fly down here to Sinkeep and then get this unit out. Yeah, this is like a 13. You know, it's not much, but it could build up to like, let's say like a 25. I don't know, 25 or 30. That's an interesting question though. Do we want the Japanese to land there? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. I mean, once they take Singapore, you know, whether they have this, does that really give them any more tactical advantage coming into Palembang? I mean, they could take this if they wanted to, but at least it would take them a couple of turns. Usually I do take this unit, I think, and fly it down here and get this force out to Palembang. That's probably what I'll do. But, you know, we can't do it right now until we get this base force out anyway, so we'll just leave that as is. Bengalis. All right. Sounds like a test you have to take at the doctor's office. Blinking Duck says 300 million years ago. Is that right? I thought it was 60 or 70 million. Okay, well, see, this is why I love to have you guys here. You teach me something new every day. What is this? The Zuid Nil. I always call this Nil. I know that's not correct, and I know somebody put in the comments once, it's like the Royal Dutch something or another, you know, and KNIL is the acronym for something in the Dutch, you know, in Dutch, but I don't know what it is. I just call them the nils. That may be offensive, you know. You're not zeros, guys. You have importance out here. Where are they headed? Where did we have that? We have them in combat. Okay, they're not headed anywhere. We have them there. I was looking at this unit. What's this, a base force? This is headed to Bengalis. Okay, so we're going to bring them there. We are really not doing Fortress Palembang. Now, nobody can say that we're cheating here because we have very little at Palembang. We've got the South Sumatra Garrison Battalion, which I think started here. Or we may have moved it because it's only at a 10. Then we have a base force. Now, we brought those Kiwis down here. Let's hope the Kiwis and the Dutch are going to get along on the base. Let's make sure that we're getting out all the oil we can. Now, these are those level bombers we just brought down. What's happening here? Loading fuel. Okay, that's exactly what you want to see. Loading fuel to Perth. It is docked. How big is the dock at Palembang? It's not that big, really, for what you need to get out of here. Yeah, it's a level 4, and you couldn't take it any further. So they really had already built that up. I don't know if the natural harbor there is not very good or what the deal is, but it only lists as a natural 1. It was already built into a 4. Oh, there's Bayard. Yep, Bayard, you're right on time to let me know what that is. I'm not even going to try to say all of that, but I will say it in English. Royal Netherlands East Indies Army. Yes, you were the one that said that before. Okay, good to know. No, I love that kind of stuff. Um, all right, so they're loading up. Now, these are AKs, so we're only getting to half with the liquid, but they're almost all the way loaded up. So we've only got 48,000 that can dock here. Look at all of the ships we have here. You know, it is what it is. Really, I try to give tankers first priority at the docks, usually just because they have the biggest capacity. And you don't want them, and they are worth more than the AKs, so you don't want them just sitting here. We're still early enough. The Japanese aren't, I shouldn't say that, right? Because the main Japanese task force is probably going to show up right here very soon. At least that's how I would maybe play it if I was the Japanese. They have, you know, 2 real obvious routes they can take once they get fueled up and rearmed. All right, so this one cannot dock, these AKs, all right. This is a mine layer here. Has it already laid its mines? It has. Okay, where is this out of? Oh, we've got a home port of Palembang. I think that's because we took that out of Singapore, I'm pretty sure. Let's have it come down to Batavia. Okay, so it's laid its mines down there. Now, we don't have an ACM here, and so, you know, what's it gonna do? Those are going to degrade probably before the Japanese get here. But if we can get them down and get it some more mines, we'll run them back up there. That's fine. Okay, so we have cargo. Is that right? What are we loading here? No, we're loading fuel. Good. You should always be loading fuel here. It does have a good amount of supply as well, but you got to try to get the fuel out. That's what the Japanese are coming for. Okay, so this got in and got docked 7,400. Then we have some HDMLs that are running ASW. Okay. We really, well, they just have such a small endurance. You can't get them out doing anything. They're kind of in the harbor. This is fully loaded. Okay, excellent. So this loaded up some fuel. It's not much, you know, 6,250, but cut that in half. So it's about 3,000 that they're getting out. Where are we taking this though? Now, why did that not have an order? Come on, man. Where do we want to go with this? We've got a little bit of fuel out here at Christmas. We've got nothing at the Cocos. Let's just take it to the Cocos and unload it there. These are smaller ships. They can go out there. Let's do not refuel, and we'll try to get them back. We'll try to get them into Palembang one more time. Now, I do like to do direct out of Palembang. So we'll go here, do direct. I would much rather they come down this way than, you know, sweep all the way out here. If the Japanese surface force does come here, you know, that's just a sitting duck. Now it may still be here. I don't know. It makes me feel better, right? It's behind land. Well, that doesn't really matter when you're talking about aircraft. Yes, they are the harbor defense motor launches, so they probably should be in the harbor. That doesn't always stop us though, right? Again, this is the unloading Aussie. Now these are Aussie ships evacuating Kiwis. Okay, I like it. The tanker, the Iris, now fully loaded, and again set to Palembang. That's very strange to me. Why I have those set to? Oh, let's go back and look at that ship really fast. Did this not fuel up? Whoops, don't want that. This is a really crappy tanker. 1825. Incapacity, it's only worth 4 points. Well, for some odd reason, I had that on do not fuel. Oh, I get it. It was bringing some of the fuel out of Pontiac over here. Fine. Okay. So let's take this actually just down to Batavia and then have it run back to Palembang really fast and fuel up again, or load up again. So we'll have this go to Batavia. We'll have it fully refueled down at Batavia, um, because I probably should have had that on full refuel anyway. Weird. Oh, okay. So now we've got some light cruisers. This is a really nice. Gosh, uh, what are their weights? Yeah, we can't dock this. This is definitely a task force we would want docked. As a matter of fact, I'm tempted. Let's see how much these weigh. We've got 6,000 in tonnage there. I'm tempted. How close are we to filling up here? Not close. Okay, I'm tempted to detach the light cruisers and then dock the tankers. The Strix is 53, and undock some of those cargo ships. These are much more important ships, right? I think if we undock the cargo ships, we can get this in here pretty easily, actually. We could even get it in there with the light cruisers, but why do that? We're going to have to remember to come back and reattach. Well, having the light cruisers here at Palembang for AA is not the worst thing in the world if they had a better AA score. There are 54. You see destroyers with much better than this. I mean, for light cruisers, gosh damn, this D class is a really not a good light cruiser for AA purposes. I haven't dug into if it's any better for other things. All right, let's get these light cruisers out of here. Done. We're going to let them sit here and provide some AA, no matter how small. Well, first of all, how much are those ships worth? Before I say that, gosh, damn, I feel like they're worth way much more, much more than they really are. I will want to have them merge back up with that task force, I think, again, when it's trying to get out of Palembang. I would love to have a destroyer along with it. Maybe we'll send some ASW to get that out of here as well, and to escort it down through the strait. We'll probably do that. Now let's see, could we, yeah, we still can't dock this tanker task force, so let's undock some other stuff. Now, 1750 is not making a difference, but maybe over here, they're already at 90%. Let's undock them. This is 28. Okay, they're not docked. Now, one of these units that we said, hey, go somewhere else, I think was docked, but it was filled up to 100%, right? For now, we'll undock that one. Yes, it's this one. Let's undock this. It's ready to go, so it doesn't need to be docked anyway. Whoops. Let's get these tankers docked. There we go. All right. Yeah, I could, uh, that's, you're always with the good ideas, Bayard. I could put that with a bigger ship of some sort that's going to carry fuel for the whole task force. That is true. Did somebody say ASW? Did I not see that? Do those CLs have some? I mean, usually they don't. No, they have a 0. Um, God, these ships, I cannot believe this ship is worth 23 points. I really kind of want to get them out of here. I mean, they're not going to provide enough AA to matter, really. Um, well, for now, we're going to leave it. Here's the transport, the Kita, that we're going to merge with the other transport as we fly into Singapore. We should probably put the Kita on full speed, although it's going to merge in with that task force. As a matter of fact, let's look at its speed. 17. I don't want it to slow down the task force, although we really need all 3 transports. Oh yeah, well it's not slowing these down. If anything, they're really slowing him down. I've got it on max speed, which gives us all of a 10 knots. Like, slow down, boys. Hey, we got a lot of people on the feed today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm really enjoying Twitch. I like the live streams. When I first started doing this, I thought, I'm not going to get on Twitch. I'm just going to make YouTube videos. But I really enjoy these now. The interaction, the going back and forth. You guys teach me a lot. Hopefully I teach you something. I don't know what. Yeah, I really like it now. I really like the live streams. Let's go to Uste, assuming the live stream's working correctly, right? But I hopefully we've got that all ironed out now. The war in the East yesterday lagged a little bit, and I think I've got that all worked out. War in the Pacific, we've been having a real nice stream today. It seems just smooth as pie. After you guys got me to get the screen oriented correctly, right? Oh, you're talking about the ASW rating of the HDMLs. Yep, okay. Yeah, Arthur, the aspect ratio, this game, though, just the way it is, you could run it full screen, but I tried that and it just does not work for streaming, not for me anyway. So I have to have it in Windows mode, and that's why the aspect ratio is what it is. That's why I'm offset to the side and my floating head is not, over the Pacific looking down on my troops as an overall supreme commander. Let's look at Oosthaven really quickly. We have these level bombers. They don't need to be, they don't really need to be here. They're doing ASW patrol, which for now, I guess, is fine. Let's look out here. Oh, they're doing it over the strait. I must have sent these back from Singapore and just didn't fix that. And also, no need to have guys that are, this is a good unit, already up to 56. If we're going to have this out here, no reason to actually be training. Let's have them go out over the, the kind of straight through here. So I don't know, let's just start it off as a 30-60. What do we got, 5 planes? Let's start it this way and see what we see. Hold on, did I not do that right? 30-60, let's get that off training altogether and then back this off back to 50. We had a max range of 0. That was probably the problem. There we go. Hey, I kind of like that. Wow, I did that like first blush. That never happens. Yeah, this is good. I don't, any sub down in this area is dangerous, right? We're running all of that fuel right down that straight. So, all right, that looks good. And then I've got this guy at 130, 190. Let's back that off to run kind of a complementary. This has got 7 planes, so it can, it can do a little bit more, maybe 60 to 90. That should allow it to double up. Well, it almost all the way doubles up. Headed out this way. Did I have the max range right there? Yeah, I've got it at 10. Why is it only, yeah, I guess that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's about right. Okay, well that gives us a little more ASW. I actually maybe wouldn't even mind it going a little more this way. I don't need that much doubling up. Let's see what it looks like at 6120. All right, that's a nice spread there. That looks pretty good to me. Excellent. What are these guys doing? They're trading. Yeah, we don't need anybody training. And these are just those Blenheims. They have an extended radius of 11. Well, let's get this off training. Let's have them do naval attack. Yeah, all right. Okay. Is that what we want? Wow, this is 16 planes with 7 in reserve. Huh. Interesting. I'm trying to think where these guys must have come out of Singapore. Cyberzone says, guys, I have not played War in the Pacific, but I'm into War in the East. Oh, I am going to do a War in the East stream today. So if you guys want to check back later, I'm not exactly sure what time. but I am going to do one today because I've got to do the giddy up on War in the East, given that the sequel, War in the East 2, is coming out March 25th. And I actually think, I've been talking to Matrix, I think I'm going to get an advanced copy. We'll see about that. Just so I can get a tutorial put together for the air operations, which are more like War in the West. I also wanted to do War in the West before that game came out, but I don't think I'm gonna get there. So Cyberzone, how would I compare them? Well, this is just my own personal opinion. I think War in the Pacific is the greatest game ever made by a factor of 10. It is the most complex game, I think, you know, by a factor of 10, but that's why I like it. I think it's a lot more complex than War in the East. There's just a lot more moving parts. War in the East, one thing I do actually like about War in the East is you can kind of do the amount of depth you want to. You can move it as just around a counter hex game, you know, where you just say, well, this is my combat value, I blast this away and whatever. Now, you're probably not going to do great if you do that, but you can play the game that way. This game is just on a whole nother level. But that's not to put down War in the East at all. That's my second favorite game. So, you know, it's this game is just something else. You got to be willing to put a lot of time into it. But if you're very particular, you have a certain kind of OCD, which obviously I do, and maybe some of you guys do. There's nothing more satisfying than setting up all of these logistics, at least for me. But maybe I'm a weirdo. Naval Attack. I guess we'll do that. Now, why is it not saying Commander Discretion down here? I don't know, but no reason we can't do Naval Attack with Blenheims. I may eventually get this out of here. There's really no reason to have that many planes sitting at Oosthaven doing naval attacks. Now let's go up to Billiton. What's happening at Billiton? We have these PT boats up there. All right. We've set these to their home. They're patrolling about. We've got some support up here, some tenders. You see here we have a patrol tender. Well, that's good because we have a lot of patrol boats. And we also just have a miscellaneous tender here. And then we have one of these aircraft tenders that we've got around sitting here to do a float plane base. Now, we don't have any float planes over there yet. Why is that? Well, I think we have some float planes. Nope, these are fighters. They're running 50 and 20. All right, we're going to take the training off of them. We don't need them training. Cargo Sinkwang. This is just sitting here. I jumped. Sorry, guys. I jumped over here. He's unloading. Right. We brought over some supply to Sinkwang. So hopefully they can hold out a little longer when the Japanese land. What do we have out here? These are the patrol aircraft. Okay, they're still fine. The Japanese have not made a landing yet in the northern part of Borneo, of Sarawak. I don't know, is it still, what is this now? Does anybody, somebody, I'm sure one of you guys know. Bayard says there was a guy that posted one in-game turn 1 day speed per real life day during the whole playthrough. Now, I tried to start that way, but I was getting way ahead of people. Well, of course, not for the setup, I didn't, right? I'm going to stop moving my cursor around that much, by the way. That's probably very agitating. I do that when I explain things. I move my cursor like I'm writing it out. I started trying to do that, or at least playing a game every day, or setting up something every day. But I was getting way too far ahead of people that were trying to play along. And so now I've slowed it down. I think once we get up to like turn 30, something like that. Oh, that's right. Minnow Guy says that is part of Malaysia now. Right. Okay. Interesting. I think once we get up to like turn 30, I should be able to do a whole turn and then we can resolve it per stream. Because by the time you get to that point, you've got everything lined up where you want it to be. The ground units, you really don't have to do a whole lot. You can just check over things, you know, and move things around that are new. I should have, you know, 50% of my task force is set up to continuous supply, or at least I hope to. Now, eventually, these guys are going to go to Billiton, I think, but we'll see. Kuching, what's happening at Kuching? Remain on state. Oh, we're getting all of these guys. I've got it. Wow, I'm glad I came over here, guys. Look at this. I've got this amphibious Kuching just sitting here on station. Wow, I didn't notice that. Now, I think it just got here this turn, so I don't feel that crazy about it. All right, so we can take this Punjabi group out. This is also ABDA. I think we can get all these guys out, can't we? Do I want to get all these guys out, though? I've got these Aussie fighters over here. I've got more going on at Kuching than I ever would have guessed. Well, we gotta deal with this before we resolve the turn. Interesting. Okay, well, I want to get these Aussie fighters out of here. I do know that. They're going to come under heavy. What are they? They're part of the 224. We could actually put them into Singapore as well. Or we could put them down in Batavia. I guess it depends. Kind of our big grand strategy, or how hard are we going to claw to keep Singapore? Well, let's move one to Batavia. I guess I should go look at the aviation support at Batavia, shouldn't I? We've got to be getting close. Yeah. Hans saw that. He was like, dude, you're already loaded up. All right. Well, I'm on 65 now. So maybe. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. We're cutting it close there at Batavia. I guess we have some aviation support. Oh, we're also going to bring the 223 out of here. We'll probably put that in Batavia, but we're a few turns away on that. Yeah, Hans was all over that. He was like, you are fully loaded there, buddy. We'll bring this other unit up to Singapore. It's part of the 224. That's fine. Okay. Whoa, shit. We don't want to go to a docked ship. They'd be like, what in the world? Why are these buffaloes flying onto our docked ship? Yeah, we'll put those over in Singapore. All right. Oh, and they're combining. Excellent. Yes, let's look at this. We got it running 50 cap. Fatigue's at 21. Gosh, that's another one that we really need to give it the old stand down order. And as Bayard said, that just shows us train zero. So let's stand them down for a turn over in Singapore, and then we'll get them back up in cap as soon as we can. Now we got to start loading things. Gosh, I had no idea that I had a ship over here remaining on station waiting to load some stuff up. Why do I have so many transports over here? Gosh, okay, well, they're lower point value transports. 2, 8, 2. All right. Sometimes you do I kind of want to leave the Sarawak force there. I'm going to leave them there. And I'll get the base force out. This has 16 aviation support. Let's get that out since we just got the planes out. And move that to, we'll move all of this to Batavia to the extent we can. Yeah, the port won't allow us to dock, but we've also got, phew. I'm really thinking this, right, P. Warner, yeah, we can move some of those planes out of Batavia, especially the bombers. We can keep moving those south. And as David says, yeah, the Japanese will be at Kuching, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Oh, right, it's amphibious, so we've got to, okay, yeah, so let's put them in combat mode. So we're going to take the base force, and we're going to take the Punjabi battalion, get them out of here. Hey, for once, we're finally helping the Punjabi battalion. Let's verify that load. Okay, so we only need, now let's go back. All right. Now, how many transports do we have down here? We've got 4. We don't need 4. We only need 2. Could we take the other 2 and get some of this stuff out. We could get this base force out, maybe. What does it have? Yeah, it doesn't have enough aviation support for me to care, really. You know, only the kind of thing you can say when it's not real men down there, it's just a game. What do we have here? Oh, this is a nice unit. I bet you this is locked, though. Is this locked? Can it get out of here? That's different. It's not part of the ABDA, but the Royal Dutch East Indies for. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't this be able to move off of here? Um, this is a decent force. Maybe that's why I brought all of these transports over here. We were going to try to pick them up all along the way. Okay, so this is unloading. This is a crappy little cargo ship. We don't care. All right, fine. We also have a local minesweeper. Okay, don't care. Let's get this unit out of here. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to split up this transport task force. Okay, we have 4. What's the best one we have? The Hong Kong. It can do 500 and 1100. That's not great. What is this force over here? What's it going to take? Maybe that's why I haven't been able to get them up. 1,000? Oh, its cargo load cost is really low, though. So we just need 1,000 in troop capacity to get that out of there. What did I say this one was? 500. Damn, these aren't. I don't think these are good enough to get this out. What's the? That's 350. So we're up to 850, and this is 350. Okay, so if we really split most of this out, or better yet, just kept, you know, like 1 and 2. All right, so the units we're trying to take out of here, how much cost do they have? Oh, this is 635. Well, the base force is 408. All right, well, I guess that's why we did it that way. We needed enough troop capacity. So let's go ahead and load these guys up, try to get them down to Batavia as fast as we can, and come back with a smaller transport task force and get that other group. Loading. Let's verify it. Let's accept it. And let's get them going to Batavia. We maybe even try to run this at full speed if we can. Can we get there? Yeah, we can get there. It's only 15. We are going to full refuel when we get down there, and we're going to set the home port to Batavia as well. We don't want them heading back to Singapore. Yeah, amphibious task forces, you always want your LCUs to be in combat mode. You don't need them in strategic mode. I just didn't realize that was an amphibious base. I guess I should have. Yeah, we'll try to come back and get these guys. Gosh, I wanted to get to Palembang. I wanted to get to Tarakan. Let's do that very quickly here. Let's just make sure there's nothing left that we need to do. I want to make sure these are all loading. Okay, this is fully loaded. To Darwin. Okay, we've already got that set up. Excellent. No ships in port. What's happened at Bali? Poppin'. Loading fuel. Almost loaded. Fully loaded. Excellent. This is going to Perth, and we already set that up. I remember that. The British motorist is up here. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. This is just sitting here. So let's dock it, and let's load it with fuel. Okay, this is a good tanker. We got to get this out of here as fast as we can. So I'm glad that's docked. We do have a ship in port. Okay, it's that tender. We can deal with that some other time. We didn't get to Batavia and Surabaya, but I can, or Surabaya, yes. We didn't get to these this time. We'll do that during the week this week. But let's resolve this turn. We got to get this turn resolved here. All right. Wow, we did a lot. I guess it's been an hour and a half. Woo. Once I get rolling. Ask my wife. Once I get talking, it's hard to get me to shut up. Dave says, am I leaving the British in Borneo to their fate? Yeah, for the most part. Like in Jesselton, I am. In Brunei, I am. I am going to try to get that one infantry unit out if we can, unless the Japanese, the main Japanese task force just shows up there all of a sudden, which they may very well. By the time we load up at Kuching, get down to Batavia, and try to get back, that may not happen. I know you said Borneo, but like Miri, Brunei, Jesselton, these are, I think, for the most part, all base forces. We do have an infantry unit here. It's a very low assault strength unit. What's it, Brunei? We got a base force there. Base force. I just don't want them to make a free landing here. I at least want them to have to do something when they get here. Tarakan, I've spoken about this before, the guns of Tarakan, those coastal guns will absolutely wreck the Japanese. It seems like they do every game. I love it. I want to come look at all of this during this week and see, again, I'm running this kind of supply or fuel base out of Jalo. Because I was trying to kind of hem to the coal spreadsheet. I don't normally do that, and I've got some capital ships up here. We need to go look at that again before we resolve this turn. I said we were going to do it. Before we do it, let's just make sure that there's nothing I really need to be doing at Batavia. I know that we have the submarine here. That's really what I was thinking about. So we had it laying mines at Singapore. Has this loaded back up? Oh, that's right. We didn't have the mines. Right. We did not have the mine. We still had them stockpiling. So it doesn't have any mines. We could get it up here to just do sub-patrol, though. Hold on. Maybe if I do I want to do that? Decisions. Now we have some more transports down here at Batavia, by the way. This one's unloading. We kind of already looked at that. We have this one that's going to Singapore. We've got aircraft down here. We'll come look at those this week. I do think I want this guy to go do some sub-patrol. We've got a lot of Japanese activity up there. Let's set up a patrol zone for him. No reason to have a submarine just sitting around. Why don't we just put him right out in the middle of all this and see if he can catch a big whale. 1, 2, and 3. And then now he's easier to detect in the shallow water, I get that, but I have a feeling they may just bring something across there. Let's got his max reactive 1, set to Batavia. Let's change this to sub-patrol. All right. Okay, that makes me feel better. I got that out. And let's go here to Surabaya. See what we got going on here. We have another transport. Now this is interesting. So we've got, 4-point transport here. I was kind of saving these guys in case we wanted to go get this unit, or we wanted to, although isn't this unit being taken by a transport aircraft? Well, I was kind of saving them in case some of these Dutch units over here needed a little help. These transports that are sitting over here. We have 20 ships in port, by the way. It's probably some, look at all these APs we've got. All right, I'm not going to get started, otherwise this will be a 3-hour episode. All right, let's resolve the turn. Let's go do it. And let's see what happens. All right, so I really need to deal with Java next time. There's a lot of things going on there that I'm not sure we fully understand yet. Be curious to see if they start bombing Rangoon this time. Oh, so I was saying, I am going to do a war in the East Stream later. Oh, hold on. Let's make sure we've got our message level. Hold on. There we go. Combat summaries are up. Allied ship, the SS Pike, ASW attack near a Japanese unit. Oh, we have the bad weather on. Shoot. Well, some of these things we will be under cloud cover. The Sargo sub-attack. All right, so we spotted them. We hit a cargo ship, the Kayusi Maru. Torpedo hits one. Very nice, Sarjo. Very nice. All right. Japanese aircraft, 7. Looks like we may have lost the stream. Why did that happen? Stream back, hopefully. Bayard, can you see me? I'm here, Bayard. I think it's back. I don't know. I don't know why that would happen. Yes, Bayard, an MK-14, a Mark 14 worked. Now we see night air attack on Rangoon. We are starting to see the air attack on Rangoon. It has begun. Rate spotted at 32 nautical miles away. Estimated altitude. I see that. I see the lower resolution, but I've done nothing. I haven't moved this at all. I do see it's a little hard to read. Oh, Bayard says it's still 1080p. It's back. Hans. Hi, Hans. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. It's like right when I started the resolution of the turn, Twitch did not like that at all. The Bettys, 7 of them, hit Rangoon. We had no flights up. We currently have no aircraft operating at night. AA, we got 1 damaged, but we did lose one of our flying tigers on the ground. Yes, there was such fierce fighting, Stanley, that we did lose the feed. All right, so the air war above Rangoon has begun. The Bettys hitting Clark Field, we damaged 1. They did get 2 runway hits. That's not bad. And here they come in at Singapore. 6 Bettys. Wow, look at this. 3 Bettys destroyed by flak. Now that's some good AA work. Wow. We do have a lot of AA sitting at Singapore, but holy smokes, you don't see that often. They're hitting Rangoon now. Now it's fully on at Rangoon. Betty times 8, 1 damaged. Now I wish I had all of that damn AA that's sitting at Cape Town in Rangoon already, but I feel like there was a way to do that. I think some of those cargo ships out of Cape Town, I should have gotten the AA headed because they only need cargo, but you've only got so many transport ships there as well. I don't know. I'm ruining the fact I didn't get more AA into Rangoon. 6 Bettys coming in on Clark Field. These are all night attacks. We have no night aircraft up, so it's kind of free, roaming free for the Japanese at this point. But our AA, yeah, Stanley, weird thing that older games are more difficult to stream. It is. It's resolution issues. It's the fact I have to play this game in Windows mode. It just doesn't like those kind of things. Anything like I've been doing Field of Glory Empires and also Imperator Rome, those stream perfectly every time because you just capture the full screen and it's no problem. But both War in the East and War in the Pacific, I have to run in a window, and it really is hard to do it. Or it's hard for Twitch. Twitch is just not really set up for that. ASW attack near Orchid Island. So they spotted the spearfish, which is one of ours, of course, but did no damage to us, so that's fine. Repairing ships, and we end the Night Pulse. Talking about those night moves with Bob Seeger. Oh, look at that beautiful sunshine. Come over the land of the rising sun. Loading, unloading at Babel Dawab. All right, let's get some of this ASW going. Yes, now this is what you like to see. Sub-attack near Lihue, but our destroyer got 2 hits on the Japanese sub. That works well. You see that the sub launched torpedoes first and then dove deep. The Ward went after it. It could not establish contact. It was still diving deep, still looking for it. Now, the Ward, we just know, because this is all we've got out at Pearl Harbor, only has an ASW of 2. And so, excellent. Where did we hit it up here? It says it's diving deep, diving deep. Yeah, I don't see the actual hit down here in the summary. It abandoned it. Well, I'll take the 2 hits. Let's just say they did. I didn't see it in that combat summary, but okay. We got some merging task forces here. Lots of merging task forces. Ah, okay. These Dutch subs, man, I mean, hats off to the Dutch sub fleet early in World War II, I mean, or early in the Pacific War over here. They are just excellent. Brazil Maru is hit. Torpedo hits 1. Unfortunately, we don't see them on fire, but I'll take that. We'll take a hit. Got a lot of bad weather out there. Arthur, you're not a Bob Seger fan, huh? You don't like the Silver Bullet Band? We're spotting more Japanese aircraft over Rangoon. No surprise there. Not a lot has happened up here in the Philippines so far. But here it comes. I mean, it will be coming. We'll spot them and then they'll bomb us, so. Okay. I like when it says we snooped something. I don't know why that makes me laugh. We snooped it. Is that different than spotting it? I don't know. Is there actually a difference? I don't know. As, you know, we snoop it. Maybe that means it goes into a different, or you know, rumor report. Okay, yeah, we see all these Japanese task forces. We're sighting them all the way, you know, out here. Spotting a lot of ships too. Whoa, wait a minute. We just spotted something Japanese near Oosthaven. I don't like that. 25 Bettys coming into Rabaul. This is to be expected. 8 airbase hits. Airbase supply hits 7. Runway hits 42. Wow. There's not going to be much left of the Rabaul airfield, or at least the runway there. We have 20 Bettys coming in on Clark Field. We did get 10 Warhawks up. Now, I hate this when, you know, they've got unescorted bombers coming in. We get 10 fighters up, but don't deal any damage. You know, it's just such a missed opportunity. Now we only got 1 Warhawk up. They got 15 Nates, 6 Sonias in. Again, nothing really happened. They came after the Bittern, which is a mine sweeper. But those minesweepers can be kind of hard to hit. Yeah, the Japanese are really probing this Rangoon area now. 15, wow, okay, so the Flying Tigers got up in the air this time. Rangoon, they're coming in 15 Nels into Rangoon. We got the H-81s up, 26 of them. We also got Blenheims up, 7, and 8 Buffaloes. Wow, we really got a nice cap there, and we destroyed 5 Nels. That's excellent. Excellent stuff. Now let's hope that they don't start pocking up the runway. Here comes another one, but we got a lot of planes up for this one as well. 17 Sallies. We got 23 of the Flying Tigers up, 7 Blenheims, 8 Buffaloes. It's that same unit. It looks like they broke off and then intercepted these other sallies, or a couple more sallies joined that and we're just hitting them again. Look at that. 8 destroyed and 2 damaged. Now that is a punch in the nose. That's excellent. Gosh, those fighters are so good. Yeah, P. Warner, we did fly the Rabaul garrison out, I think. I think we had a transport plane that went over and got them out. I'll go look. Again, here at Rangoon, 15, so only 7 sallies now. This may be them trying to get out of there. That's probably about all they have left. We have 15 of the H-81s up, 7 Blenheims, 6 Buffaloes. We destroyed 5 more. We're really, really smoking them here. Now we're defending ships. 6 Lilies up, 12 Flying Tigers, 5 Blenheims, 4 Buffaloes, and we destroyed 4 Lilies. They may just disengage, or they're going to try to, yep, they did, I think. They didn't go on to then try to bomb the ships. So that's, wow, that was a great turn for us. Well, it's not over yet. They're sending 3 more, or at least those 3 are trying to get out. Morning air attack. Yeah, it doesn't say whether they're still going after the ships. But they only had 3 left. We destroyed 2 of them. You will get a lot of aces out of those groups at Rangoon, assuming we can keep the runway. Yeah, it is a turkey shoot up there, Bayard. Assuming we can keep the runway safe and can keep flying missions out of there. Those guys, the pilots are excellent. If you look at the experience and morale, the planes are very good, or at least more even footing, and especially when the Japanese are just sending bombers in there. Now they should, a human player of course will get zeros up there, and then you've got a real fight in your hands. We'll see if AI will do that. Hopefully they do, just for fun. Those can be some pretty dramatic dogfights. But if they can sneak some bombers through, they'll pock up your runway and you won't be able to fly missions anymore. But hopefully we can hold off on that. All right, now they're bombing into China. They've got some escort here, some zeros. The Vals are hitting in there. We're not really protecting China at all from an air perspective. And so, you know, they hit the airbase, send some airbase supply. They're going to hit Victoria Point again. Of course, you know, any plane that we can damage doing that. We're not trying to hold Victoria Point. So, you know, we've damaged 3 planes now as they bomb it. They pretty much decimated that base there. Oh, now they're bombing Wen Chao. Okay. Zeros, Nates, Lilies. I think they kind of waste their Air Force a little bit bombing in China. But that's fine. We got 13 Buffaloes up for a bombing run that's coming into Singapore. 15 Sallies, 9 Oscars. We got 13 Buffaloes up, and look at that. 10 damage. Now, who knows how many of those are actually going to make it back to the Japanese base, but that's nice. You know, 10, they should lose some of those anyway. Make them think twice before bombing Singapore the next time. Probably not. They'll probably do it anyway, but. Yeah, Dave, I think you're right. I think that task force on the way to Borneo, they really, usually the Japanese have landed on the northern part of the Borneo island by now. Where are we here? Bataan. Okay. Nate 15, Sonia 6. We got 9 Warhawks up. We destroyed 1 Nate. They came after the Bittern again. I mean, that's all we've got out here is a minesweeper. I don't know why they're attacking ships. They don't, you know, they don't need to. Lilies and Nates, they came over Wen Chao, and it looks like they did no damage. We've had a really good air turn here. About as good as you can expect early in the game. Wow, they're just not going to let this little base force at Victoria Point rest. These guys can't even take a nap during the morning. Got bombed at night, bombed in the morning. All right, so there's the air phase. What an air phase for us that time. Now we're moving those base forces. Hopefully they got that last of that 1 base force out. Yeah, there was that Rabaul unit we're trying to get out, P. Warner. We'll see if we do. I think we had most of it out last I saw, but we'll go look. Submarine attack near Loang. All right. We launched 2 torpedoes, did no damage. Don't waste those torpedoes, boys. Yeah, the Japanese subs have not been as active as they usually are. Many times they're already off Brisbane, they're off Los Angeles, because they just go straight past Pearl Harbor and straight on to LA or San Francisco. All right, we got some forces marching around the map. I always kind of fast forward through this. We know where they're going. They're going to Perth. They're moving around in the continental US. Oh, they did take a Lore Star. Yeah, well, this was our suicide unit. These poor guys up here. 41 to 1. 900, 1,000 troops, 7 guns, not much there. Now, they only have 1865. I mean, they outnumbered us 2 to 1 with less guns. They do have 172 vehicles up here. Okay. We had terrain, but that was about it. We took 1,281 casualties. Did they not take any casualties at all? That's kind of what. Whoops. That's not much of a holding force when you don't deal any casualties. We've got a bombardment attack near Kwazai. Okay, nothing much happened here. They're just trying to soften us up a little bit. Another bombardment attack. Now this is that Lusu War area again, which is our kind of lost command unit that's out here wandering around China aimlessly. We're trying to get it out. Wake Island. They're trying again with, I just don't think this is they're just not going to take Wake Island with that force. So I don't know. They're going to have to try something different, I think. Bombardment attack. We're bombarding them. They're trying to unload on Wake, and we're bombarding them. Getting offensive with them. Oh, we're expanding some ports. That's always exciting. All right, I think that's about it for this turn. Well, we had an excellent air turn. I will say that. Submarine-wise, I think we hit a couple of ships. We'll see what actually sinks. Oh, we got some nice things arriving here. Some of these are just aircraft that are arriving at a new base. Oh, we've got the supply convoy that just came into Cape Town. Those are kind of a special unit. So if you're not familiar with the game, we'll cover that next time. Those supply convoys. They're kind of abstract. Whoa, look at the shipping, the ship activity going on around Pearl Harbor. It is a lot. So with that, I think I'm going to conclude the stream for this time. That was turn number 9. That was December 16th. It is now December 17th, 1941, over beautiful Pearl Harbor. And when we come back tomorrow, because I always do War in the Pacific on Mondays, we will pick it up from here. We need to go to Batavia, we need to go to Surabaya, and we need to look around Java and see what all is going on there. We'll look at the new units that arrived. We'll look at our intelligence reports. We'll do all of that tomorrow. So as always, thank you guys so much. It was my absolute pleasure. I had a great time today. So thank you guys. I will do a War in the East stream later. I just don't know what time. I'd like to tell you, but if you do follow on Twitch or YouTube for that matter, I think it gives you a notification if I come up on YouTube. So if you guys do want to watch that later, you should get a notification. I'll probably take it live and then wait for a few minutes. So if you want to join, that'll be fun since it's unscheduled, but we got to get moving. We'll be doing Army Group Center and their push to get across a couple of rivers today. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much. Strategy Gaming Dojo, I'll talk to you next time.